heat switches, on. Make sure they're on. Now this is very important here. Let's just bring down a little picture here. Stand by. This data is important. The following are reliable. Your attitude, of course your attitude. That's what you're doing up here. That's what you're doing up here. Let's pick a different color. There, your attitude, all right? Attitude, that's important. And one, hey, we've already done that. We've already done that. And one, ground speed. Well, it has no bearing on the pitot-static system. That's from your IRS or from your GPS. And your radio altitude, a real saver, close to the ground, under 2,500 feet. So we've got to know the terrain we're in. We've got to know the MEAs. We've got to know a lot of neat things before we fly a flight. So you would go through all of this information. The pilot monitoring would go through the checklist. And when he actually or she actually reads the item from the checklist, the pilot flying must respond to ensure that the pilot flying is in the loop. Note, stick shaker overspeed warning and airspeed low is installed. Alerts may sound erroneously and simultaneously, causing a heck of a lot of noise. And if you're close to the ground, it's been proven from history, from my 65 years of history in aviation, that the accidents, some accidents that have happened, were because of noise on the flight deck and no one really understanding what the noise was and getting preoccupied doing the wrong thing. So fly the airplane. Well, that's the pilot flying's job. He or she flies the airplane and focuses on those pitch references and those thrust settings. The pilot monitoring will do the checklist. The flight path vector and pitch limit indicator may be unreliable on the PFD and HUD, so not to use it. If they may be, don't use them. You know that your attitude and your thrust settings are correct. Refer to the flight with unreliable airspeed. We just did that. So the checklist calls for that. I jumped ahead a little bit and showed it to you. So you would follow the checklist and step by step. And the captain's or first officer's airspeed indication is reliable. Go to step 11. Flight director switch reliable side on. Autopilot reliable side on. Or engage. Transponder reliable side select. Do not use the auto throttle. Too many reasons why it could cause other problems. I won't go into that now. Go to your FCOM 2 and you'll find out. Go to step 18. So you go ahead and follow the checklist using the pitch thrust references as I pointed out to you in the back of the QRH. Maintain visual conditions if possible. Establish landing configuration early. And remember your radio altitude references available below 2,500 feet. Use electronic and visual glide slope indicators where available for approach and landing. Do not use the autopilot, auto throttle, or flight directors. This is where your basic flying and your instructor, say I would be your instructor on day one of your FFS, would be using strictly raw data, and we'd stay in the traffic pattern so that you could fully understand thrust pitch settings so that you have confidence in that. So you follow the checklist and continue it. And remember, the additional information is at the back of the checklist. So that is a brief look at airspeed unreliable.